hospitals in Gaza are now overwhelmed with casualties and running short of medical supplies as Israel's bombardment of Gaza continues into a fifth day. We'll talk now to Adi Mormek, an English teacher in Gaza and a volunteer for the Red Cross. Well, first of all, Adi, good morning to you. Just give us your impressions and what you've seen in the last few hours there in Gaza. Hello, Adi Mormek, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I was just asking you, just tell us what it's been like for you in the last few hours there.
Yeah, just to say, I'm not a volunteer with the Red Cross. It's the Palestinian Red Crescent Society we've been working with. I've just been from the intensive care unit. We've just met the journalist who lost his leg and part of his other foot in the attack on the buildings, the shower building. He just spoke to us. He told us that he can't remember much. He's in incredible pain, and he just can't understand why they would attack a media building, and it was an obvious targeted attack. Last night, I was hearing endless amounts of bombings all around me. I was in Jabalia refugee camp in the north, and it was attack after attack. Remember, this is just an attack on a civilian population. These attacks are hitting all kinds of infrastructure all the time. The majority of the dead, of the 50, are civilians. The vast majority of the injured, hundreds of them, are also civilians. And I've just seen a kid brought in from an attack in the eastern part of Gaza. He's screaming. This was in the front of the hospital. I was in the intensive care unit. There was a girl called Islam Bessi. She's in very critical condition with some brain injury from an attack in Deir el-Bella. These were the people that I was seeing in the intensive care unit. Obviously, there was also the journalist for Al-Quds Radio cameraman, who lost his leg. Another journalist building was attacked. And we're just hearing time after time. Remember, Gaza is densely populated. The majority of the population are children. Listening to the doctor now, he said that the hospitals are really short. They're going to try and transfer the critical patients because many are serious. Many of the injuries are very serious, and they're going to try and transfer some to Egypt now. They need ventilation machines. He was talking immediately about a drug, I think it's Alguin, to reduce swelling, particularly for brain injuries that they simply don't have in Gaza. And these are the most important things. On top of that, there's vast amounts of medical supplies, anesthetics, even just normal supplies like detergents that are lacking at the minute in Gaza. So this is on top of a hermetic siege. You know, there's 1.7 million people surrounded by the F-16s and the Merkava tanks and the gunships at all times anyway. This has been for the past 5 years, as well as the Israeli occupation, which is obviously contravening international law. This is about collective punishment against the Article 33 of the Geneva Convention. All of these people I'm seeing are injured, and they have come from civilian families. Many have come from homes that have been bombed. I've just seen a home in Jabalia that was completely grounded. Somehow only one was killed, 30 were injured. It took a long time to get the children out. And I saw the rubble. After I saw the rubble, I was amazed that anybody could have got out of that. The bombings are just go right through you. They shook me to the windows crashed in my building last night, and you really don't know what's going to hit next. You have no idea. It's like every second you're living from second to second.
Thank you very much for all those observations. Can I ask you this, though? That the Israelis say that amongst that densely populated area, there are rockets being launched. We've seen more this morning being launched at Ashkelon, where we have a BBC correspondent and a camera and so on. And the Israelis would say that they are right alongside all these civilians who are also having a very difficult time in Gaza. I mean, are there people in Gaza who sort of say to themselves, well, yes, you know, if rocket attacks are being launched next door to me, then I am liable to get an attack back on top of my own house and my own family?
Well, really, the point is that it is absolutely, for me, the Western media has failed miserably by trying to say that there is an equality between the two sides. The vast majority of the casualties, as ever, have been Palestinian casualties. The vast majority of them civilians. The rockets have killed and this is a bleak number, 26 people in 9 years. However, the attacks on Gaza, there were 1,400 killed, 330 children killed just in the attacks of 3 weeks.
I hear what you say, but I'm sorry.
The massive imbalance.
AD,
we have to give value to Palestinian lives, and we must give proportionate reporting to Palestinian lives.
I'm here in the studio and I'm listening to you. I thank you very much. I hear what you say, and we hear this from Palestinian people all the time, and we report it constantly. What I asked you was, if a rocket's being launched, just down the street next door to you, if you're a Palestinian, then you must think, oh goodness me, liable to have a retaliation back on here. That's one of the problems. It is a problem, A.D. Mormek, isn't it? If you're a father or your mother of children, grandfather or whatever, that's the reality, appalling reality, isn't it?
When people are looking out of the window, and certainly if they can hear that a rocket's gone out, of course they're expecting that somebody will return and bomb. But ultimately, even the Prime Minister David Cameron said this is Gaza is a prison. Remember that most people here are children. If we are going to keep people enclosed with all the borders closed by gunships, F-16s, as a matter of daily life, they're reducing any kind of life or self-determination, on top of the fact that it's been the longest military occupation in modern history, the Israeli occupation of Palestine. What do we expect from people? Do we think that nobody's going to be firing anything out here or showing any kind of striking out in some way? If it was England, or if the boot was on the other foot, do you think people wouldn't try and fire out in some way? The initial crime is occupation. The initial crime is siege. And even this sequence of events.
I'm sorry to cut you off. We're very grateful indeed. We're very grateful for you talking to us, but we have to stop there. We're simply running out of time apart from anything else. A.D. Mormek there in Gaza, thank you.
Running out of time, but very slow to shut off.
Time to take a look at